Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Pro Club's Goalkeeper Tips. And today we're going to be talking about the topic that everybody loves to talk about and wants to know the answer. Is there a perfect way to save one-on-ones? And I want to talk about that today, and I thought I'd get as many clips as possible to kind of talk through a bit of everything, really, and talk how I do it and what is the best way to save it if you're new to goalkeeping, or if you're an experienced goalkeeper struggling on FIFA 18. Obviously, a new game, everything's slightly different. So the first thing I want to talk about is the build. Have you guys tried out the build yet that I recommended in my previous videos? If you have, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you like it? Is it a good build for you? Because I'm really loving it. I feel like it's the perfect build. I said to you it's going to be like a starting build. This is what I kind of recommend. But from then on, I'm going to make the best build video in maybe like a month's time. But I just want a bit of feedback if you think this is a good build or not, because I really do like it. I'm really enjoying it. But anyway, 1v1's. They are something that goalkeepers aren't technically meant to be saving unless it's just directly at them, or they've just played it smartly and they've beat the striker to the ball. So there's different situations to talk about. The one being, if a striker is coming into the box and you've got to make a decision, that split-second decision. Do you stay on the line? Do you come out? What do you do? And there's no black and white answer, to be honest. There's different ways that you can deal with it. If you think you're going to beat him to the ball, then for all means just hold down Y or triangle if you're on PS4 and just sprint out and try and beat him to the ball. If you think you're going to get to it, that's a decision you have to make. And as a goalkeeper, your decision making will get clearer over time as you play, and obviously your experience, you will get a lot better. And for me, I think I've got it down to a T now. I know exactly when to come off my line. If I feel like I need to come off, I'm off it in seconds. I can get to the ball really quickly. It just depends. You've got to be the one that makes that decision. And like I said, you will get it. The more you play, you will get it. Like here, I closed down the angle a little bit. The reason I closed it down is to try and force him into making a shot, and he did. So what you can do, instead of rushing towards the ball, if you're not going to make it, you can stop slightly off your line, maybe like 6 yards out, or even just between the 6-yard spot and the penalty spot, and you can just stay still. You can get yourself ready for the shot. You don't want to be caught moving. If you're in a one-on-one and you're caught moving, your goalkeeper would delay his animation slightly. So you want to come off the line and then stop. You want to get yourself in your goalkeeper ready position. If we're talking to like real life goalkeeper terms, you want to get your goalie into the ready position, ready to make the save. And by doing that, obviously you've got a better chance of reacting to the shot. It forces the striker into a shot. You will find that he doesn't normally run closer to you once you set yourself off your line a little bit. If you're staying on your line, you're kind of inviting him to come towards the ball. Like here, I came out, I knew I was going to beat him to the ball. I just held down Y and then held my right stick towards the ball. And that's what I do when it comes to like collecting balls, by the way, guys. I don't press anything in particular. I just hold the right stick in the direction that the ball is, and it just does the job. I have no issues with anything like that. If you have an issue, then let me know and we can try and work it out. I've also got a Discord, guys. Link in the description. Join it. I'm always in there. You can talk, you can ask questions in there as well. If you need like an immediate question answered about goalkeeping, that is probably the best place to go, just so you know. Okay, so moving on to the next bit. So staying on your line in a 1v1. These can be extremely good in certain situations. If you're playing at a high level of FIFA, if you're playing competitive, playing VFL, something like that. By the way, if you just saw in the background there, that is what happens if you try and come off your line sometimes. Your guy will just scoop up, try and pick up the ball, and the animation will completely muck you over. I'll talk more about that later on. So if you stay on your line in competitive FIFA, it's probably safer than coming off your line. If you're playing a good striker, don't get me wrong, they'll probably just dink it over your head if you're slightly off your line. But that obviously, again, it comes with experience, it comes with decision making. If you play players that you kind of know, like if you're playing, like say you're playing VFL and you know a striker or you know someone, you would tend to remember their shooting like tendencies. So you would know if they go for long shots, if they run in on goal a bit more, and it kind of gives you a bit more experience. But if you're not playing anyone you know, then it's just coming down to decision making. Like here, I come off my line slightly and I pushed down the angle, meaning like if he did shoot, I would have a better angle on him. But he went for the cross, so I was still in a good place just to catch it, to intercept that cross as well. Here, come off my line slightly, stop, and then I make the save. Like I said, I'm stopping at the point where I think he's shooting, instantly stopping, and I'm ready in that position to close it down and just to make the save. So you don't, like I say, don't get caught moving. That is the worst thing. I stopped here after closing down the angle, big save again. You just get yourself ready, your goalkeeper spreads his body a bit more, and he reacts so much better to the situation that's ahead of him. Here's an example here. The ball's just getting played around. Obviously, they've got another form of attack now, getting pushed away. Takes the ball to the back post. I come out a little bit, and I'm blocking the cross. There's a position circle for a reason. The position circle there is to give you a guide. You don't have to follow it. You can follow it if you want. Goalkeeping is a very specific thing, depending on who's controlling the player. A lot of people think, oh, you recommend that way, so that means your way must be the only way. It's not. That's just what I recommend to people. I feel that's the best thing to do. That's just my opinion. You might get another goalie that says hold LT or the L2 button on PlayStation where you manually position yourself. But I always think, why put yourself in a harder position by manually positioning yourself in all the situations, instead of just following the guide and kind of working off that. Following the guide obviously gets you in a rough position, and then you can just use a bit of manual position if you feel like they're going to go like more like front post or back post depending on the shot. There, just sliding at the player's feet, just trying to get myself as big as possible. I love that animation where you can just come and sweep the ball away from them. Here, I know they're going to get through. I stay on my line there in that situation because I wasn't going to beat him to the shot. He would have caught me off running. So I made sure I was just ready, and I sat back ready for the shot to come at me. Here's another example, playing the ball through. Slips it in. Nice, easy save there. I just got myself to the 6-yard line. Again, the further off your line you are, the better angle you've got closed down. If you're sit on your line, there's more goal to shoot in. But if you're off your line slightly, you can kind of cover a bit more of the goal. I don't know if you guys are familiar with real goalkeeping techniques and angles, then you would learn this. Obviously it's a video game, so it's slightly different, but there's different ways you can deal with the situation. But I always like to come off my line slightly. The summing it up basically is I like to come off my line ever so slightly in a 1v1 and just close down the angle. And you'll see the positioning kind of follows that as well. Like you'll get situations where you kind of come off your line. Like here, I'm on the edge of the box, I drop back a little bit. I drop back and further onto my line because I felt like he was going to chip me, and he did. Like he was coming in at angle, he's getting pushed away from goal from the defender, and I knew he was going to resort to a long shot across goal, or he's going to go for the chip, and he actually went for the chip. So the ball come through here, I've come off my line slightly, closed down the angle, and I've parried it away. So what I'm going to do for the rest of the video is kind of just talk through the clips that are happening, and kind of think, like break down what I did and why I did it. So here, ball gets played in, again, came from my line to the 6-yard line, and I closed down that angle even more. It made him panic to a shot. If I didn't come off my line, he could have just maybe took another touch and got a perfect shot away, but instead he was kind of worried, and he panicked into pressing B, and he shot, and I managed to make the save. And that's normally what happens. If you can make the striker panic by coming off your line, getting in their vision, they are going to panic, and they're going to shoot and muck up. Here, I stayed on my line. The reason why, if I held Y on FIFA 19 so far, your guy will just go and pick up the ball and muck it up. Penalty save here, not really related to 1-on-1s, but penalties, I'll make a video on it in particular, but I want to quickly say that the best way to do it is look at the striker's head. He was going left, so I went left. You can see by the striker's head which way they're looking as to which way you want to save the ball. It's a pretty bad technique thing they've got in the game here. Come from my line to try and bait him into something, come back on, perfect positioning, managed to get this nice easy save away. Nothing to worry about there at all. Here's another one. The ball's getting deflected all over the place. Coming back for the second attack here, plays it into the right hand side of the box, tries a fake shot. Carl does tackle, and then obviously going to come back for another attack here as well. Early on into the game, plays the ball, comes through, bounces through, come off my line, and I managed to close down the angle and just tackle it. But anyway, guys, hopefully this has been, I know it's been quite a long video, but I kind of wanted to have enough time to talk about different examples and what I recommend to do. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Try it out for yourself, and I'll see you next time.